Yo, what's up, guys? Teacher Paul here. And do you believe this? Soccer beats baseball to become America's third most popular sport. I believe it's American football, basketball, soccer, and baseball. And then hockey? I don't know. I believe that's it. This is a video from USA Today, and we're going to watch it. Let's go.
With some 3.5 billion fans worldwide, soccer is the most popular game on the planet. For decades, the US was one of the few holdouts. But Americans have gradually come around, with soccer recently replacing baseball as the nation's third most popular sport.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Soccer in the United States is now more popular than baseball. I have reacted to a few MLS games, and I hope you guys find those videos and watch those videos. I hope you're enjoying reactions to the highlights of MLS. I'm trying to get into it and see who are the players that are there. I know that Lionel Messi, Suarez, Lewandowski, who else is there? Son is there as well, South Korean player. A lot of people. Casemiro is there, and it's gonna be really big in a few months or even like a few years, but it's gonna be big. And yeah, it's bigger than baseball now. Do you believe it?
I sent a text to every MLS team owner, to all of our staff, because what a stat. Speaks to how far soccer has come in our country. We're a soccer nation.
I think we all saw this coming. I remember a day very vividly. I was in my 20s, maybe late 20s, and I would always in the morning before I went to practice, I would pull up like ESPN, and on the top, it would along the top frame, it would say NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, golf, whatever, and then you'd have to like hit the extra button to hit soccer. And then one day I was scrolling and it said NFL, NBA, MLB, soccer, and I was like,
hold on. Is soccer more popular than baseball in the United States, or are you saying that it's more popular in terms of viewership? Because those numbers are inflated by people watching from all over the world. Once you bring Messi into the MLS, of course, the whole world is going to start watching the MLS. I'm starting to watch MLS because of the big players that are coming from there. Although I am so curious about Nashville. What the heck is Nashville doing? Because I haven't seen any of the big players in Nashville. I don't know. I need to watch a Nashville football match. And there is one that I want to watch, which is Nashville versus Miami. The one Messi is in. What's the name of that team? Miami. I can't remember. My dog is angry at me because I can't remember. But yeah, I need to watch that game because Nashville is top of their league right now. So yeah, I just want to know, are they basing these numbers based on viewership or based on Americans watching and attending or attendance? I don't know.
whoa.
Now with the opportunity of all the streaming platforms to watch women's soccer and men's soccer weekly for those diehard fans or casual fans, you can pick and choose as well, watching US soccer, watching European football.
Of course, this isn't soccer.
Yeah. So I know that there's this very popular Brazilian teacher who owned an English school in Brazil, and he sold his school to buy a soccer team in the United States because he did some research and he saw that soccer was very popular and it was becoming one of the most popular sports in schools. Kids are picking up soccer over other sports. And he saw this trend going on and he sold his $1 million school. I don't know, more than $1 million. I think 100 million or something. He sold all of it, his whole franchise, to buy a soccer team in the United States. And then he bought his school back after a few years. Insane. But yeah, he did that based on the research he did, the market research, and he saw that soccer was becoming one of the most popular sports in the United States based on kids picking up soccer as a sport in school. And now we see the MLS. This was a few years ago, I think maybe a decade ago or something. And I saw that and I thought that was fascinating because the United States is opening up to soccer. And now you guys have the FIFA World Cup, and soon you're going to have the Olympics, which also has a soccer um, uh, tournament in there, a competition where I think the United States, after what they saw, their performance in the World Cup, they saw that they have potential and they could grow. So I think they're going to invest so that they will do something great in the Olympics as well. But yeah, I feel like there is a wave of investment coming to the MLS. And this video alone feels like a promo for MLS. So yeah, it feels like soccer is becoming a big deal in the United States.
US soccer.
And I have been reacting to MLS channel. The views are impressive. Every video has 500,000 views. Every single highlights. Although they could be inflating those numbers as well. I don't know, but I feel like there is an investment coming, like huge. Not to mention that there are so many big names in the MLS. Mark my words, Ronaldo will be scouted. He'll probably be next to join the MLS, because I know that he is in Dubai right now and he's doing his thing over there. But if Messi is in the United States, then I bet Ronaldo will probably want to go and compete head to head. And that's where all the cool guys are right now. Of course, other than the Premier League.
Pick and choose as well, you know, watching US soccer, watching European football.
Of course, this isn't soccer's first flourish in the USA. In the late 1970s, the NASL burned brightly, led by an array of Asian foreign superstars like Pelé. But eventually, it collapsed, leaving America without a top-flight professional league for more than a decade.
You know why it collapsed? I think it collapsed because they were focusing and targeting the American viewers. They wanted Americans to watch soccer. But now, with all the streaming platforms, with all the social media, with everything that makes it easier for the whole world to watch American soccer, then yeah, it's going to work out now. Back in the day, I think coverage was the biggest problem, and they were focusing more on attendance. And I think now they're focusing more on the streaming and the sponsorships, and now I think it's going to actually work. And once these things get popular within the world, it will get popular locally as well. That's how things normally happen. People, they really enjoyed the FIFA World Cup. Americans really enjoyed that. And if you are American and you watched it, let me know if I'm wrong about that. Did you not enjoy? Were you not entertained by the FIFA World Cup? I guess it was awesome.
That changed when FIFA chose the US as host of the 1994 World Cup Finals.
See,
after America promised to create a new domestic league.
I'm telling you,
When MLS
that was the first wave.
born out of the 1994.
That was the first wave, and now we're having the second wave. And it's always about, it always starts with the World Cup. I think they have everything right now, everything they need.
New domestic league.
When MLS was originally born out of the 1994 World Cup, you know, people didn't have a professional league to support. They didn't have a women's league to support. They had no stadiums that were soccer specific. Kids were playing, but not with the organization that it has today.
DC United won 3 of the first 4 MLS Cup titles.
DC United.
However, the league lost millions in those early days and almost folded.
And now it's lucrative.
The men's national team also struggled, but the women's national team kept soccer alive, winning 2 World Cups in the 90s and an Olympic gold.
W women. I'm telling you, I've been reacting to women's football, and they have been doing very well, especially the women's American football team. They are probably the best right now, or one of the best teams. We've seen Germany as well. We've seen Sweden, but the American team, they're the ones to beat.
I think the fact that the women have been so dominant on the international stage has played a huge factor. You look at the amount of kids playing soccer, I think it's the #1 sport for kids in the US. I think the women have gotten a lot of credit, but I think that it's taken a lot of time, and I think there's still so much more progress to be made.
The impact of the women's success was huge, but perhaps the biggest boost came in 2007 with the shock arrival of global superstar David Beckham at the LA Galaxy.
When he came over,
he changed everything.
Crazy. The fact that he came over when he did, still very much in his prime, to the point where he was able to go back and play in the off season in Europe still, is something that you can't overlook. It raised eyebrows for a lot of the diehards, but I think it also raised more eyebrows and brought more people into the fold of in terms of like the casual fan.
It's because he was looking at the bigger picture. He wasn't there simply as a football player, a soccer player. He was there to decide and to become a team owner. He was there to decide his future, his professional future. He owns a team. He's a partner of the MLS, and he changed a few rules. He's a playmaker. He's not only a football player, and now he's retired, and he has part of the cake. He got part of the pie. So he was a visionary here. So that's why he went. So some people might be like, why is he going in his prime to MLS? It's a smaller league than the Premier League and yada yada. But he's a visionary. He saw potential. He went for it.
Donovan was the Galaxy captain when Beckham arrived.
I mean, it's hard to overstate what he's done for our league. When he came as a player, even though the beginning was difficult for him, for us, for our team, the on the field, the off the field is almost hard to quantify, because immediately the name LA Galaxy around the world was a known name. And Major League Soccer was a known league because David Beckham was here.
Beckham's commitment to American soccer has now extended to co-ownership of the current MLS Cup champions Inter Miami.
I'm telling you,
and he was
Inter
instrumental
Miami
in bringing the legendary Lionel Messi to the club, further enhancing the league's global brand.
That's the second wave. The first wave, the first wave was Pelé and the World Cup, 1994. 1994, that's where Brazil won. Then the second wave is David Beckham, and now the third wave is Messi. And if Messi is in the MLS, you got to be sure that more people are coming. I'm sure Neymar is coming into 2027 as well. And then we're going to see Suarez, Messi, and Neymar in Inter Miami. That's going to be insane.
David was the perfect owner to bring a guy like Lionel Messi, because he understood what it was like and what it would take to get someone like Messi and what that would look like. Now, I saw the other day top 10 jersey sales for teams around the world, and Inter Miami is in the top 10.
Of course.
Because Lionel Messi's here, of course. That
of
means
course.
Tens, if not hundreds of millions of people around the world know who Inter Miami are, and they also know where they play in Major League Soccer.
And as we saw in the World Cup, Messi is still in his prime. He is still doing numbers. He's still doing great. He almost won the World Cup back-to-back.
David brought us through the growth years.
If it wasn't for Spain.
Leo is helping to take us where we want to go. Each one has had a unique impact, and I think we got a couple more years of Leo Messi.
With the 250th anniversary of the United States approaching, soccer has moved from the margins to the mainstream. Its American dream is coming true, and it looks to the future with growing ambition.
I hope it can reach a whole nother level. I mean, I'm obviously very passionate about the game, and I've seen it grow a lot, but I hope it reaches the levels that I see it reaching in Europe and in South America and in some of these countries. And yeah, I hope it can become the #1 sport in the country, because why not?
It will, and I'll tell you why. It will.
With some 3
Because if you look at the numbers, the FIFA World Cup it's less profitable than the NFL. However, this World Cup, they got billions of dollars in the United States. And now FIFA likes that idea, and it's willing to negotiate and help the US build their market. And who doesn't want to live in the US, right? The players who went to the US, they enjoyed the US. They enjoyed everything around them. And that was the perfect opportunity where they saw that they were doing commercials. We saw mid-season, mid-World Cup, people were doing commercials. And they were approached by many business people. So, with the investments and the sponsorship and the media and the marketing, everything that the US has to offer, the biggest economy in the world, with you know, with everything they have right now, MLS will make major investments, and they will be very profitable, and they will start bringing over these players who will be attracted by the salaries and the location they're going to play in. Great weather. A lot of people play in the Premier League, but many players, especially Brazilian players, they don't like the cold. So, and South Americans in general love the United States. So people are going to go to these leagues early on, and America has great coverage. They have great platforms, great streaming services. So they're going to market the heck out of this, and people from all over the world are going to start being accustomed to the show that the US is going to bring. And when you have Suarez, Neymar, Messi, Casemiro in one team, and then on the other team, you bring, superstars. I'm not talking about the youngsters, but you bring Lewandowski's already there, but you bring other players that got retired during the World Cup, like Modric, for example. You bring Neuer. You bring all of these OGs into a league, then you start bringing the fan bases. And when you bring the fan bases, you bring the sponsors. You sell more shirt, you sell more merch, and then you get more capital to bring the youngsters. Because honestly, it's going to be a snowball, and it's going to go faster than you think. It's going to blow up. And we're seeing numbers already in the MLS. We're seeing the YouTube channel blow up. And when you see things blow up, that's when people step on the gas. And yeah, we're going to see more and more. If Neymar comes, if Ronaldo comes, if everyone come over to the US, that's going to be a game changer. It's going to be awesome. And when I say come over, I'm actually in the UK. I mean, go over to the US. And I feel like it's just a switch that is needed right now. I'm just saying. And if MLS is watching this for some reason, first of all, sponsor me. Second of all, I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Second of all, start allowing YouTube reactions. Get Kai Cenat, get iShowSpeed, get them to react to these soccer matches live on their live stream. Heck, get me to do it. But bring these youngsters, and you're going to see the MLS. You're going to see it thrive. If you start showcasing it, and it doesn't matter if I'm going to lose the pay-per-view. Dude, your main income will be sponsors, merch, and match attendance. Sacrifice the pay-per-view, but make it popular. It's going to be the most popular. I guarantee it. iShowSpeed has done a lot for soccer in the United States. If he gets to live stream a full match with no copyright restrictions, you're going to see numbers grow. That's all I'm saying. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.